All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We are here with the Black Square Starship. I've been looking forward to this one, and we're going to jump inside it today, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Got a bunch of different liveries that are pretty beautiful, and my daughter picked one for me, so I'm going to use that one for now. She said this one is beautiful, so we'll check it out. Let's check it out together. I did do a live stream, but I forgot to put it on what do you call that? Live. I accidentally marked it private, so that was my mistake. Apologize for that. All right, let's jump over here to San Antonio, the home of the brisket, right? Everybody likes a good brisket. All right, so this is the Beechcraft Starship from the 1980s. A beautiful aircraft. It was originally, I think they designed it. I think it first flew in like 1979 or something like that. I could be wrong. Let me know if you guys know when it first flew. I forget. But anyway, doesn't matter. We're here to check out the Black Square one today. And this is the one that I'm actually interested in getting inside and flying and checking it out. You got these nice Bernard wings here that unfold. And I love the stance of this aircraft, the fact that it's high up like this. It has a long landing gear. And if you come close, you can go ahead and click under here, and that puts the pins in there. You can, I think back here, you can click that and put your pitot covers on. I'll show you how to take them off. They're underneath here. There's actual little holes underneath there to keep the avionics bay cool. There's some original, basically this aircraft has some really original stuff that most aircrafts have in there today, and some stuff that doesn't. So it has a lot of first before aviation came out with all the advanced technology. It's a beautiful aircraft, but systems-wise, electrical-wise, it's pretty much like a Beechcraft in most aspects. You got the beautiful PT6A 67A turbo props with 120, I guess, horsepower each, I believe, or torque. I'm not sure which one it is. It's 5 blades. Oh, by the way, let me show you another feature here. You can click on these blades here, and they will spin, or, well, you can also click the middle here and they'll put the covers on. So little cool features there. And then you can of course lock them in place by putting the covers on. So that's what it looks like with all the stuff. Now you can't touch the wings like in the Walkaround on most aircrafts in 2024. This is 2024 that we're in right now. This has a 1 to 2 passengers crew on board. You can have up to 6 passengers. We're going to go ahead and jump inside this bad boy as we continue to talk more about it. The length of this aircraft is 41 feet and 6 inches. Let's jump inside here. It has a wingspan, which is actually beautiful looking, of 54 feet. That's incredible. It's flat, 54 feet. So it has a height of 12 feet 3 inches. Empty weight is 10,850. Okay. We got a nice little tablet here from Black Square with the engines that look very familiar. If you have the Duke, you'll know what I'm talking about here. This max takeoff weight is 14,900 pounds, so you could have a pretty good amount. Like I said, it's 2 PT6 Pratt & Whitney PT6A 67A turbos, 5 blade. The blades are 8 feet by 8 inches each one. So the max speed of this aircraft is 385 knots. Cruising speed's 353. Pretty impressive. Range 1,742 miles. Service ceiling of 41,000. I took it up to 37,000. I couldn't get up to 41,000, but I'm probably doing something wrong. Fuel capacity 565 gallons, and a wing circumference of 281 feet. So really nice aircraft. Let's just take a walk in the cabin here. Not a lot of click spots. Let's go ahead and pull these steps up. There is a tribute here, a little plaque that you can read of the developer of this aircraft, and what a beautiful thing that is. No click spots inside, really, except for you got the lighting here. Black Square is usually into that, right? Like, they don't do too many click spots, but it is very beautifully modeled inside. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about it. It's awesome. No window shades are modeled either, so that's something. You do have these cabinets that open, which you could put your wheel chocks in there. And another tribute of the aircraft and the developer, or the designer or maker of this aircraft, which I forget the name of the guy, but it's right there. Pretty cool. Let me go ahead and close. Well, if I can just back up here, I'll close these. All right. You really gotta close it, right? All right. No laboratory in here, which is, you know, not something that I like. I like a plane with a laboratory, but you know, what are you gonna do? This is more or less a King Air that's a little bit fancier with all the avionics. So let's go through some of the avionics. We'll get a start up with this aircraft, and we'll take it for a test spin. You can move this tablet around as needed. You can click the throttles off. You can also put a lock on the inside of the aircraft as well. The features are in this tablet too. So let me see. I think it's cabin. This is our temperatures on the ground currently. It shows all the cabin. This is your avionics bay. This is where we're sitting. This is your cabin of the aircraft in the back area. So you got all your temperatures. You can check out what's going on here. Also, there is a temperature gauge inside and out right here. Once we get the avionics on, you'll be able to see that. Here's the other way you can put all your stuff on, and external power. So we're going to take all the covers off. We'll stick internal power on, and we'll jump outside so you can get a listen to that. Pretty cool. They got that little thing going on there. I just thought I'd show you that. Take this wheel control off. I want to show you that too. We also have our floppy disk here, which we have to insert to update the positioning. I believe you have to do that every once in a while. That's standard for the real aircraft as well. You do have a G450, Grumman 450 here for advanced avionics, but you could click. There's a switch, a click switch somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but you can click this off and on. It might be in the tablet. But we do have this here, which I believe is called a AMS 850 avionics suite with tubes. It has I think 18 tubes. All these little screens are tubes, so they're really deep inside the aircraft, all the way up in the nose, which is why we have a pretty big bay in the front there. All right, so to get this thing started, we can turn on the external power. Over here is your avionics blower. You can turn that on to start blowing air in once you get your external power. So you can hear the blower kick on. And then if you want to put the cabin on as well, you can. And then you can check external power 28.1, so that's good to go before you go ahead and turn on your battery. And then you could check all your battery and all that stuff, but you want to keep your external power on beforehand, so you don't drain your battery, right? Now, before we do a startup, I'll show you some avionics. So let's turn off the blower, and that I'll just give you some sound effects for this aircraft because it is pretty freaking beautiful. I don't want to take too long. So look at this gyro here. You can tap these glasses too. So the temperature of the aircraft, if it's cold or if it's hot, actually this will affect whether you need to tap these. So if it's cold in the cabin and it's sticking, you can actually tap on most of these glass ones. I don't think all of them do it, just mostly the steam gauge ones, just like in the Duke. But by the way, I've been flying the Duke. I love it. I hope they have an update because this is just, wow, next level, this plane. I love it. So far, I love it. I need to learn a lot about it. I don't know everything about it. I'm going to do everything wrong today. So if you are into this plane and you love it too much, you might want to look away at this point, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Anyway, let's get started with some, we'll put it on the blower again. Whoops, not that. This. Okay. I'll turn on the gyro. Oh, you know what? I wanted you guys to hear the gyro there. So that thing will take 10 minutes to spin up. That's part of our avionics here. Let's put that air blower back on. And this is our EFIS. That's going to bring up this screen so we can at least see our engines getting started here. Let's check our temperature in our cabin, make sure everything's still good. We're looking good. It's not as hot on the ground today here, which is nice. And let's go ahead and start up this bad boy. And we're going to go ahead and put the condition. We'll put this to idle. These we're going to bring up in a second here. These can go back to the off position. We're going to use those in a second. So we'll go ahead and do a startup. We'll go forward. Let's take a look at that. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. By the way, we were supposed to put our nav light. Alright, let's go condition up. We gotta check our ITT here. That's our seatbelt sign, our nav light. Alright. We got that going. Now that that's running, we can click that down, push that fully forward. That should start running our aircraft completely. And once we get our generator on here, so our generator can come on. That way it takes over the load of the aircraft, and then we'll go ahead and start up our secondary, our left engine here. Whoops. Relatively easy startup. I would say it's slightly, maybe easier than, maybe not. I don't know if it's easier or not than the King Air, but that's on. We got a good start. Starter coming off. Power full. All right. These do have click spots on them too. If you want to check your engines, you can do that, you know. Pretty cool feature in my opinion. I do like it. Alright, now that we got these running, we'll go ahead and get up in the air here. Let's turn on the rest of this. Anti-skid coming on. Then go ahead and pull out our oxygen. And then we'll put it on our floppy disk. We'll update our position. I don't know where our flight plan, or it's doing some tests right now. Also, you can change this for a backup, so they have a redundancy in this aircraft on this side as well. You can use your engines for your fuel and everything, and check out what's going on inside your aircraft if you lose power. And you can do the same on this side as well. We gotta put those to on. Alright, we're good with that. Generator, next generator is on here. Alright, we click that on. Good stuff there. Alright, now we just gotta turn off the external power. And then we can put away we can put away our external power there. Put that away. I'm not doing this 100% correct, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get started. We can put systems, update, accept, and then you can go to route, and you can put your route in there, whatever you want. I'm going to learn how to do a flight plan. I think you have the FMC here as well. You can I think if you click this a couple times, it goes to different features, you know, depending on what you're going to be flying. If you're going to be using the FMS1 or just the regular navigation of your HSI. So it depends on what you're going for there. All right, it does have beautiful lighting in night as well, which is all up here. And of course, you got your windshield wiper blades. That's another feature that they do when you turn them on. All right, let's see. Let's not stay on the ground. Taxi, wing. Yeah, we're good. We'll keep those on for now. And then you have all your speed for your aircraft is going to be right here. I don't know if you can see where my mouse is. You got your standard flight instruments. You got your heading. And then over here is your altimeter, your vertical climb, and your altitude, which is pretty cool. So they have a bunch of different things there. All right, let's get started. Let's get off the brake here. We got to remember to put the props fully forward. We're gonna just turn back around here so we don't go over the grass. This thing is fast, man. Oh, I mean, it's like a race car off the jump there. Definitely gotta calm it down a little bit with the engines, you know? Probably shouldn't have went through here. Maze of aircrafts. With the wingspan that we have, we probably shouldn't have went through there, but... Alright, this is pretty cool. I love this plane, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is a really nice aircraft. I highly recommend it. It flies amazing. I really want to learn about this plane. Also, you got the angle of attack down here for a stall. I don't know exactly what that does. It's something to do with the front wing. For checking the stall. We're going to go out on the runway here before it gets too dark. I'm going to also show you the night lighting of this aircraft as well as the daytime. When we get to the end of the runway, we're going to spin back around. I still got to put in my props fully forward before we do that. I'm going to just want to get rolling here because I don't want the avionics bay to get too hot. So if we check out the cabin here, we're still good. It's starting to get hot, 95 degrees. And we do have the blower still running, but it's limited to what it can do. We really don't want to keep all these avionics on until we're up in the air. So the more time you spend on the ground, the worse it can be. So we got to be aware of the front bay area. Hopefully as we climb up, we'll be in a better situation. Check these engines. They're still both at 100%, which is good. You can hear the sounds of this aircraft. It's definitely... You really got to be on the brakes with this. I'm not sure if there's a special position of where you want, you know, your engines to be when you're taxiing here. If anybody knows, let us know in the comments. So we'll get an extension of the canards here in the front. We're going to put them down in 1 second. Let me just spin back around. All right, here we go. All right. That's one flap down. So they come out like that. You can do an oxygen test here as well. It does have the sound coming on when you are using it with the plane running. You also have all your fuses, and they're all, every single one of them is working and does fail, so you have to be aware of that as well. Okay, we're good for takeoff, I believe so. We got our oxygen on, we got everything we need. We got put our landing lights on here, and let me show you what this bad boy looks like in the dark real quick, and then we'll get the heck out of here so we're not on the ground too long. Live weather. Let's see what the live weather looks like real quick. Set the altimeter. There it is. Live weather is, it is a little bit rainy today. That is accurate. Altimeter is set for 3007. I'm going to show you what it looks like in the dark. Alright, there you go. Let's turn on some lighting here. Whoops. That's what it looks like at night. Beautiful. It's actually beautifully lit. You got your landing lights on the outside, your taxi light, your strobe lights, your little red and green. Hard to see on the back there. So it's really nicely done on the inside and out with the lighting. Let's go ahead and go back to real time here. We'll turn off this lights here so we don't burn out all of that stuff. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the props fully forward here. And you can hear the aircraft running. It sounds amazing. Oh, you know what? Let me put the props back a little bit here. I don't know why the props should be fully forward, right, in a turbo. So you don't even need full power. We're going in the red here. I'm going to pull back on the turbo into the green. There we go. So we're already at good speed here. We got to start pulling back. We got a little bit of a crosswind. Let's go ahead and pull up the gear. All right, and we can go ahead and put the flap up. You can definitely feel this aircraft floating up and down when you take off here. It's pretty nice feeling. Let me see what the engines are doing. We're good so far here. I'm leaving the blower of the aircraft, the blower of the front of the aircraft on right now. So let's try the handling. It handles really well. I gotta say, it's pretty good, man. I paid my own money out of pocket for this thing. I think it was about $60 with taxes and everything like that, I think. And it's not bad. Definitely, I would always recommend the Black Square product. They always seem to be, like, excellent. They're really nice. This is really nice aircraft, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very nicely done. You could tell the person who made it cares about this plane. I mean, everything is perfect. Usually you get a bug here and there with the aircraft when you first use it, but this one, it's almost flawless so far, which is nice. I haven't heard of anybody complaining about it. You see how fast our temperature went up with this aircraft? We're already at 5,000 feet. So it should be cooling down. It's still 101, which is incredibly hot for the blower. Let me turn the props are in the red here. We need to keep them in the green. All right, there we go. We're at 6,000 feet. There is beautiful. Look at this thing. All right, let's test this bad boy out. We're gonna pull up on it and see if we can stall it. So let me just get this thing. Oops. You can pull that out too. I don't know where it went though. I don't know. Maybe you can't pull them all. I'm not sure how that works. Oh, it's here. I got it. Never mind. Alright, so we're going to pull back on this aircraft here. You can turn off the temperature if you want to for the blower. We can crank this up. We're still doing good with the engines, which is nice. Alright, we're going to do some testing now. I'm going to try to stall the aircraft to see what happens with power on stall here. Here it comes. It's just climbing. It's not stalling yet. Here we go. We're getting into stall speed. Alright, there we go. 80 knots, stick shaker coming on. Nose is just mushed down. Alright, so at 66 knots, the nose just mushes down there. Alright, so we're at 12,000 feet now. So let's go ahead and bring power back in there. And now we're gonna do a power off stall here. So I'm gonna pull out power, and we're gonna pull back again and put the flaps and gear down here. Do a little bit of a dirty stall. Let's see what happens. I don't want to break anything. This thing, I had crashed it already a couple times, so. Alright, again with the nose drop. Alright, let's pick up some airspeed. I'm gonna pull the gear back. The flaps coming back in. I love the sounds of this thing too. Alright, let's go ahead and start our descent now into an airport. But so far, I can't complain, man. This is beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, we are already at 12,000 feet in that short amount of time. This thing really is quite a machine. I noticed that you have to pull back the power of the props in order to stay in the green. I guess that's normal for this. You keep your fuel set. Your props, I think you have to adjust, I guess. It looks like. And your power setting here. So, very interesting. Got a master caution on there. Let me make sure I didn't do any damage to our engines. Do I have, okay. I turn on that fan again just to get the blower going. I'll keep that on to cool things down in there. I don't want to overheat our avionics. We're going to need those things. Let's find an airport and land. It's a beautiful plane. Very, very nicely modeled here. I gotta say, I love it. I love it. It's a pleasure. Pleasure to fly. There's an airport there. I'm gonna just trim the nose a little bit here. This thing does not want to slow down for some reason. I guess we're descending a little bit quick, though. There's Kelly Air Force Base. So San Antonio Airport should be around here as well. We're going to be looking for that. We are making our descent here into San Antonio, Texas. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights on. And let's prepare for landing here. You do have sounds for the cabin. There's the airport to the right of us. Let's start slowing. Get those canards back out. That should help us slow down a little bit here. These engines are pretty frisky. I mean, we got to be prepared with the speed of the aircraft, man. It's a very powerful aircraft. I'm going to continue our descent. We want about 120 or so. We really don't want to be too fast on these. I'm gonna bring the ITTs down here. And we gotta get some drag as well. Flaps are 15. I don't think there's any other settings for the flaps though. Let's bring the gear down here. The gear will not come down if you're over speeding, remember that. Still got our blower on, we got a master caution on here. We don't want to get too slow with this aircraft. 130, it's going to start to get sluggish. Anything under 100 knots with this aircraft gets a little sluggish, so you really got to be careful with your airspeed here. The ITT about 160 or so, 120, 110. This aircraft is like almost like a little small private jet speed for landing. I mean, you could do it lower, but I wouldn't recommend it because you'll slam the nose. You got good main gear, you want to keep the nose slightly back, but you don't get any elevator control if you're at a lower airspeed. So when you're landing, you want to keep it a little bit higher for this one. It's what I noticed when I was test flying it. So you see how we're getting under 100 knots. We're going to start losing some power here. So we got to put a little bit more power in there. Not too much now. You see it's kicking up to 111. It really takes the power out quick, and it takes a little bit of time to get that back in there. So you can see how we're kind of twisted on there too, so we got to also kick the nose a little bit there. Come on baby, get down. We're a little bit high, we're floating. I'm pulling back, adjusting. There we go, nice little touchdown there. And we can put it in beta. All right. Brakes coming on. There we go. Handles beautifully. Flaps coming back in there. Very, very nice. This aircraft is very, very nice. I love it. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get a shutdown here so you guys can hear that. We'll turn to avionics so we don't overheat. I just wanted to show you guys. I don't want to waste too much time taxiing and all that, but it's a beautifully made aircraft. Highly recommend this one. Very, very nice. Definitely worth the hype. This one I could say is definitely worth the hype. I love it. Turn that off. Probably turn off this other stuff. Generators can come off now. And blower, and these avionics too, and the battery. There we go. All right, that is the Starship. Beautiful aircraft, man. I highly recommend this one. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have a blast flying it. Definitely, this one is so different than all the other ones. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Consider subscribing, smash the thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.